Thanks so much for stopping by. This is using ChatGPT for technical sourcing and reach outs. Primarily going to be focusing more on reach outs, more on candidate engagement. And I just want to start off by saying, I, for one, welcome our ChatGPT and AI overlords to the recruiting industry. I know it's a pretty hot topic. John Stewart actually did a whole piece on ChatGPT last night, or I should say, on the Daily Show last night. So very, very timely, very, very hot button issue. But you know what? We're going to get through this. And, for me, I'm all about balancing out both emotional intelligence and artificial intelligence because we have to learn both to continue to grow. And before I get started, just a little bit about me. I am Tom Brophy. I am a talent acquisition specialist. I've been in recruiting for well over 10 years, but primarily have been on the sourcing side the last 8 to 10. Primarily technical sourcing, but also non-technical sourcing, full cycle recruiting, and also university recruiting as well. I definitely I've worked for both startups and major corporations, mid-sized corporations, and it's been just quite a journey of getting here. And through the years, just learning all these different technologies, right? We've have all these different technologies at our disposal. And last year, in my final year I used to work, my last job was at Zillow. Uh, we really embraced and leaned in hard with ChatGPT. And I got to say, it was a little daunting at first, uh, because it's just like, okay, it's an unknown. Is this going to take over my job? And you know what? Right now, it's just not. I came to grips with that because it's just like any other new technology. And especially in recruiting and sourcing in particular, it's you can't replace that human connection, that human touch that we all need, that candidates need. And they can spot what is a bot that's going to be talking at them. Now, granted, bots are getting a lot smarter these days, but you could still tell. There's that the human experience can't be, it can't be uh, distance at all from that perspective. So, but I want to start off by just doing like when it comes to just technical sourcing, obviously, uh, you know, we all know what Boolean strings are, and we can create Boolean strings. But the one thing ChatGPT can do is pop out a quick string if we need like a little quick string to help us out to find like a plethora of candidates. So, like here, for example, I put this like creating a Boolean string that's targeting like software engineers, backend, full stack utilizing Java, JavaScript, TypeScript as you can see, and then boom, what happens? It just pulls out this nice little Boolean that I popped it in, and it just works great. Pulls out so many candidates. Wonderful. And so then obviously what do we do next? We got to reach out to these folks. And don't we all love like doing reach outs? Give me a big shout out for everyone that loves to do reach outs, especially LinkedIn InMails. Let's hear it for those LinkedIn InMails, right? And so I can't even count how many different iterations of reach outs, of InMails, personal, not personal, all business, just going overboard, too much information, too little information. It's just a lot, right? But what I found in using ChatGPT is that it can actually get things a little granular for you. And so I created like two different like prompts. And so it's all about that combining emotional intelligence with artificial intelligence, as I had mentioned before. So as you can like see, um, this has like the one prompt that I gave, and this is for like a big company. Whoops, let's go back. Um, I gave a job description. We're going to write an email and trying to engage with the candidate, begin with their potential interest and career growth, present that job opportunity, outline the benefits, use a convincing tone, use industry terminology, keep it short, don't use unnecessary words, be friendly. So like the prompt is like it's heavy. It's we're trying to get ChatGPT to do pretty much everything for us. And so with this, and it was all for a senior software engineer. Now, I wasn't able to fit the entire answer. But I'm gonna read off the answer, but I put like my like notes, like my takeaways from that. Again, this is from a big company, and ChatGPT responded with, are you passionate about advancing your career in software development with X company? And I don't mean Twitter, which is a global leader in e-commerce and cloud computing. Is currently seeking, we are currently seeking a talented software development engineer to join our dynamic team. And as a software development engineer at X company, you'll have the opportunity to work on cutting edge projects that impact millions of customers worldwide. You'll collaborate with a team of talented engineers to design, develop, and deploy innovative solutions using industry-leading technologies. You will be responsible for designing, implementing scalable software solutions, collaborating with cross-functional teams to deliver high-quality software, participating in all aspects of the software development cycle. On and on and on. You get the picture. It's very, very wordy. Now, what I took away from that is that obviously ChatGPT starts with asking about if the candidate wants to advance in their career, then mentions a little bit about the company. Especially in this climate, it's kind of iffy. So I definitely want to make that a little more personal, for sure. Especially in an unstable climate like we have right now. I also mentioned what the company is looking for and what they could be doing that is worth their time. Tell them what they could be responsible for and talk about some of the benefits, which, it's always going to come up, but I like to put it somewhere in. You could put it somewhere into that message, just so they know. And then this, I didn't really care for the ask them to apply. It's like, I'm reaching out to a candidate. I don't expect the candidate to be doing the work. I can also put that, when I do speak to them, I can pop that application in for them. And, so it's taking that balance, right? And I try to keep things to relatively about a paragraph because as we know, candidates are not going to be looking too much at if they see like a big wordy thing, they're not going to be interested, right? So you want to kind of narrow that down. And I really pride myself in this. And I was actually like cited at when I was at Zillow, it won a couple of awards for my candidate engagement and candidate experience. So it's really important to me to make sure that the candidate feels like, somebody is interested in them and not just as a number, but as a human. And then I decided to move on to do like a smaller prop. I just did a freelance gig with a very small startup, and I asked something similar, but when I was talking with this company, they wanted to make sure they were kind of like letting me know what they want me to put into my reach outs for them to get people excited. And I took their um, directives and put a similar prompt with the startup, but I wanted to include like revenue plus their active users. And this particular prompt resulted in I got over 25% response rate. I usually generally get around between 25-35% response rate. But what this particular prompt came up with was, I hope this message finds you well. I'm reaching out from X company. You may have heard of us. We're a rapidly growing company in the creator economy space. I'm impressed with your expertise as a principal full stack engineer owning end-to-end development. We're currently seeking a staff engineer to lead the development of full-fledged functionality for millions of our customers on our platform that handles over $250 million in yearly payments with thousands of active sellers and growers. This role offers a unique chance to make a direct, disruptive impact on our rapidly expanding user base, building and owning innovative projects shaping the future of the creator economy at large. If you're passionate about driving technical excellence, want to be a part of a dynamic startup culture, I'd love to connect. And I just mentioned to, just reply with an email, suggest a time for a brief introductory call, and boom. And see, I kept it humanistic. Mentioned how and the one thing I added like that humanistic touch of saying, hey, they may not be looking, but just in case you are, here's something. Now, again, this is a startup, so not a lot of engineers could be interested in leaving, especially in this disruptive economy, going into a startup, and then from there, imply that, see the candidates, they may have heard of the company, what industry space that they reside in, and then also mention how impressed I am with their current role and briefly what they do. And then talk about what I'm looking for and how it specifically impacts that company and ask to set up a time to chat. And so, and I kept it all within that paragraph, packed a lot of information, just to give just a hint, of just what they could be doing. And then from there, hopefully that starts off the conversation, talk to a lot of great people, like I said, with that response rate. So overall, I got to say I was really impressed with what it came up with. And so I just want to just take the time to just mention, you know, like I said, ChatGPT, it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And, as recruiters, as sourcers, like just speaking for myself, I need to constantly keep learning how to learn how to use this new technology and use it to my benefit, to benefit a company that I could be working for, or as an entrepreneur if I decide to go down that route. And so from that perspective, it's just been great. And I encourage you to just practice. And if you're not sure what a prompt is or just a question to ask, don't hesitate. Just take some time. There's plenty of information online about different prompts to use with different industries. But also, please, here's my QR code that links to my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to connect with me if you want to just wax about ChatGPT and what benefits that it could use. I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to network. I know Cassie was just talking about networking. It is really, really important, as she had mentioned. And, it's just been a pleasure talking with you all. And I want to thank you for taking the time